Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Something a little bit different this time. I'm going to be reviewing an item that was kindly sent to me by Tobii, and it's called the Tobii Eye Tracker 5. I am actually excited to use this. I know it is something that can be used, well, pretty much perfectly with FS22, so perfect for us, you know, farm sim fans. So we're going to try this out, actually have a look at it, unbox it, and then we're going to set it up, check what it's like in game, and just see how immersive it is, because my experience of speaking to people that actually use this product, it is pretty awesome. So yeah, I'm very optimistic about it, but we'll definitely get into it and have a look. So if you've never actually heard of the eye tracker, it is a device that can track both your head movement and your eyes at the same time, and it just enhances the gameplay experience. It makes it more immersive. It's also not intrusive at all, so when you put it onto your setup, it can sit at the bottom of your monitor, and it's not got loads of cables, just one cable, plug and play kind of device, USB into the back of your computer, and yeah, it pretty much is all set up. There's a few settings you can go into after that. We'll take a look at that just to see if there's anything, you know, that you can change for different game types. I imagine, you know, this could work really well, not only with Farming Simulator, so while you're in cab in the tractor, but also flight sim. So if you're playing a flight sim game, this would be properly ideal for that. So I can imagine the settings might need adjusting for each game you play. Yeah, I'm really excited for this, and big thank you to Tobii for sending it over, just so we can have a look on the channel and go through it. So first thing I'll do is I'll unbox it. I am holding a bit of a handheld camera here, so hopefully this will still be all right. I'm hoping it comes out all right on the video. I'm better recording when it comes in game, so who knows. But that's pretty much it. It's not a massive device, as you can see. So you can tell that there's a few cameras in there. There's a few infrared sensors that are kind of they're what's obviously doing all the magic to make this work. But yeah, like I said, we'll get it out and see what it looks like under my monitor. Now, you can use this on curved monitors, and if you're also wondering, can you use it if you wear glasses or things like that? It's not a problem at all. This can be a product you can use even if you've got your eyes behind glasses. So yeah, I imagine sunglasses might be a problem though. So if anyone's sitting in there for eye strain, I think you can get glasses now for eye strain that might hide your pupils, because that's what it's looking at, then that might be a bit of an issue. But yeah, we'll have a look. I'll unbox it properly. I'll get it all set up on the table, and then we'll come back to it and see what it's looking like when it's out of the box. Right, so this is now what it looks like when I've pretty much unpackaged it. The bottom of the box there has got a bit of a description. You can see that it says to there's become a better player using visual attention data. Let your viewers see what you see. So if you're streaming, that's really good for content creators. Games, so control the in-game camera with your head and eye movements, which is pretty much what we're going to be doing in FS22 when we jump in game. And then you can see there it gives you a bit of a detail of the infrared illuminator. On the side there, you've got a lightweight aluminium frame, USB 2.0 connection, and it's Windows Hello sensor, which basically means then you could probably use this device for the biometrics to log into your system as well. So that's a nice little touch that I'll probably make the most of. Then you've got the eye sensor there in the middle, and you've got the Tobii eye chip and the illuminator. So on the right hand side, you've got another infrared illuminator. So definitely a lot going on in such a small compact device, which I do like a lot, because nowadays we've all got so many things on our desk, and you know, if you are having more monitors, and yeah, the space is something we do take into consideration, because we don't want obviously clutter. So I do like that, definitely. First impressions is, you know, the product itself, if looking at it here, is very small, very lightweight, perfect kind of little device. And it shouldn't take up any space underneath my monitor. So definitely interesting to get this going and have a look at it. But let's carry on looking at the box. I think on the inside here, you've got, it looks like an attachment to the monitor itself. If I just zoom out, then you've got an extension for the USB. And then there is an actual, it looks like an easy step guide on the packaging for a laptop or a straight monitor. So you can see that we just connect it. It's an automatic install. You mount it, and off you go, and Bob's your uncle. So definitely simplistic. And at the bottom here, you can see there's an option here for a curved monitor, which is pretty much the same, but you just get a different mount there where you would be placing it underneath, it looks like. So there is an additional mount, and I imagine that mount there is for a curved monitor. So we're not going to be using that because I haven't got a curved monitor currently. I've just got a very big monitor. So we're going to use the magnetic strip, which I imagine is this, and there's another one just there. So this I obviously stick on. There's 2 of them, so we'll be using them. It also comes with a cleaning wipe, so as it isopropanol, it is, yeah. So we obviously can clean the cameras on and the infrared sensors just as we set it up. So what I'll do now is I'll get it all set up. I'll show you quickly what it looks like underneath my monitor, and then we'll get in game, look at the settings, just so you can see what it's like setting it up. But yeah, excited for this one. This is definitely going to be a product that I hopefully intend to use. Right, so as you can tell, it's all set up. I've used the magnetic strip provided, put it onto the bottom of the monitor, and then just clicked the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 in place. So you can see that it's all set up. Tried to aim it right in the middle of my monitor, so it should give me, yeah, hopefully the best experience. I imagine that is kind of important. The USB back into my computer, and pretty much job done. So I did have a bit of an issue with the driver, just because of the fact it seems like part of the driver is on the Tobii Eye Tracker itself, but then there's another part where you have to download the software through Windows Store. That was quite problematic. You can see from the reviews that people are having trouble download that, but it did download in the end. Pretty much just one of them. Be patient, it will download eventually. And then this is what sprung up. So now we are going to transfer over to me recording my monitor, and we'll have a look at it in game straight after as well. Right, so we transferred over. We're now recording what I can see on my monitor. I've got my microphone all set up and the Tobii Eye Tracker's in front of me. So let's get this set up. So this is the screen we're seeing. There's a bit of truck sim there. So get started, accept all that, and then we can see that we're now about to set it up. So where is your eye tracker? If you haven't yet attached it to the display, now is the time. I've done it, and it's pretty much exactly where it is now, right in the middle. Them lines I have to line up on the outside of the monitor. You can just see there is 2 lines on the Tobii Eye Tracker. So all I've done there is just lined them up exactly where they are to my monitor, and that should be good. So press done. Sit in the upright position in front of the screen. So they are my eyes. So I'm moving my head left to right, as you can tell. Bit weird. And that is, look at each dot until it explodes. There you go. So I'm looking at the top one. I'm going to look at the right one and the left one. This is pretty cool, I have to say. So let's go top left. Let's go bottom. And finally on the right. So it did that. There you go, it's calibrated. So hopefully now it should work a treat. We can jump in game, and yeah, Bob's your uncle. Right, so we're at the options menu, and we're going to just test this out first, because you can see there's an option here that says head and eye tracking. We want to turn this on, and we want to apply, just so it's all synced up within Farming Simulator, and this should now be working a treat. So in game, we're going to start a new save game, probably jump onto the base map that comes in FS22. We're going to try it out, have a look at it in cab, because I think that's the only time it'll impact in game. So let's try this out, and yeah, let's see what it's all about. Right, so welcome in game. We are on a brand new save game on Elm Creek, and we've got everything set up. So we've done all the calibration, we've set up the settings within Farming Simulator to enable head tracking, and I can see in front of me right now that the Tobii Eye Tracker, I can see the infrared sensors kind of like lit up a little bit, and they're looking directly at my face and my eyes. So this should work, but it only ever works in cab. Now there is a feature that we can try out called the Tobii Ghost, and it basically will ghost my eyes, show you in game what I'm looking at. So we're going to try that out. We're going to do it in cab, but we can also show you whilst I'm out of cab what's actually going on with my eyes. So before I set that up, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go try it out, drive around, so you can see from what I'm saying basically that yeah, the experience that I'm having. Really, I'll try and give you the best example of it. So I'm using a controller right now. I'm not actually using mouse keyboard. I've got a controller in my hand, and I imagine if I jump into this tractor now, which is actually happening, I'm looking up, I'm looking down, I'm going to turn my head to the right, I'm going to turn my head to the left, which I have, and it's working a treat. So there's nothing, there's no camera attached to me, there's no like cap that I know you can get in the past. You can have like a tracking cap, and you can have glasses or anything. This is literally just me with a headset on like I normally would game and a controller in my hand. So let's have a bit of a drive. And I have included at the top right there, you can see that I have included the frame rate just to see if it has a bit of an impact. So it'd be good to see it going to this junction, turning left and right. So I'm going to try and turn left, but we want to make sure, because I've got no movement with my analog as I normally would to move the camera, we're just going to check and have a look left. Everything seems fine. Let's just check again, and we're all good. So let's drive on. So that is pretty cool. I do like that, and I can imagine that within like the Farmland series, where I do obviously, you know, use in-cab quite a bit, like indicating that off, that yeah, this will be really useful. So let's just look down. Yeah, it's pretty cool. That is, that definitely is a new feature to the game. I actually like that a lot. Definitely on the Farmland this will come in handy, because it's a bit more immersive whilst I'm looking within obviously the vehicle. So let's just have a quick look around then. So I'm looking down, I'm looking outside the right window. Let's have a look at the radio and the time. Yeah, this is pretty cool, pretty cool. So what I'll quickly do now is I'll set it up so you can see in the video exactly what my eyes are looking at the same time. Right, so there we go. You can see that there's a bubble in the middle. So this is the actual ghost. So you can see exactly what my eyes are looking at. If we have a just look at the tyres on that, looking out in the distance of that, it's a water tank, isn't it? Yeah, it is. But yeah, looking down at the Massey badge, so you can see exactly what I'm looking at and how this is working. It is pretty cool. Big thank you to Tobii for sending this out to me to try out. It's really good for the game. And I can imagine if you're flying as well, it's not just Farming Simulator, this would be you know, an epic tool for most that are simulation based, flying, truck sim, all that kind of stuff. So it's not only just good for Farming Simulator 22, and I know a lot of the people that watch my content playing Farm Sim are also into playing Flight Sim, Truck Sim. So this is something that you get use out of multiple things. It just wouldn't be this. So let's try something else. So we can use the ghost thing there, but if I change it now, I can actually use a heat map, so you can see exactly where I'm looking at, and it kind of builds up. You'll probably notice most of the time if I'm walking that my eyes are going to be looking in the center of the screen. But obviously as I'm driving, you're going to be looking left and right and all that stuff, and up and down and whatever else. It kind of changes, but I can actually keep it on just by if I use the preview feature, because it won't actually be working whilst I'm walking. It's only in cab view that this works. So if I jump out now, you'll see that it still stays there, so you can still see where my eyes are looking at. It just gives you an idea of what's going on. So even though I'm using now my camera on my controller, it's just cool. It's a really cool feature, and it also, I imagine if you're doing live streams, this could help showcasing exactly what's going on for the content creator himself, what he's looking at and how they're playing. So now what I've done is I've changed it to a heat map, so you can see that I'm looking directly in the middle because I'm walking. I'm now looking at the harvester because that's where I'm going, even though I just had a glance at that tree for some reason. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, let's get in here, and now you can see that if we attach up and we start, we need to unfold it obviously first, but we'll start the harvest. We'll have it's good to see exactly with the heat map exactly what I'm looking at with my eyes. It is it's eye-opening, but I had to say it. I had to. So yeah, let's have a go at this. We probably want to keep an eye out, don't we, of where we're driving here, because all I can do is steer. I can't actually use a camera. It's all down to my eye, and it's obviously really natural for me to want to remove that right analog stick as I'm driving through this with the harvester. But you can see that I'm pretty much checking up the line here just to make sure we're not missing bits. I mean, we could turn our head to the right and go back again, but you know, really you can see that most of the time when you're doing this in cab, you're going to be looking at obviously the edge of your field to see if you're not missing bits. So that is pretty cool. So let's spin it around, you'll see that now it should change exactly what I'm looking at. So this heat map feature is actually really good. I know it's probably more suited to probably like first-person shooters, but I like this. I like this. This is making me learn quite a bit about the way I'm gaming and what I'm looking at in game. This is a cracking product, I have to say. From first impressions, for me, as a gamer that plays on Farming Simulator daily, this is something that is actually having a positive effect on the way I'm playing the game. You know, I'm enjoying using it, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm not using my camera at all. If I want to look left, now over there I am. It's not having any effect, and it's yeah, it's quite immersive because it is exactly where my eyes and my head are moving towards. So I'm gonna try something out in a second. What we'll do is we'll jump into, yeah, let's jump into this John Deere. I'm going to actually now turn my head to the right whilst looking left and see what happens. So you can see that I'm fighting it there. My eyes are really looking proper to the left, but I've moved my head. So that is... So, yeah, it does pick up your head movement, but it also counteracts it with what your eyes are looking at the same time. So, maybe like if you're looking left like I am now, I'm looking down, it's really clever. It's a really clever software that's detecting where I want to look. Because I know right now, before I tell you, it's hard to do this because you need to see where you want to look at. I'm trying to fool it, but it's not working very well. Right, I'm looking at the John Deere badge, and I'm going to look at... Right, so I've decided to drive forward a little bit. Now I'm going to just actually quickly look. I want to look at that harvester, okay? That's what I want to do. I'm going to look at the harvester. So what I'm going to do is I'm directly looking at the John Deere, and now I'm going to look at the harvester. And you can see, now I'm not moving any camera, but I wanted to look at the harvester. And that's where it's picking up. I just looked at my phone, so my phone went off. So I look down at my phone. I'm absolutely amazed by this. It's the small things that keep me happy in life, I'll be honest with you. And this is brilliant. I absolutely love this. The heat map feature and everything. There is an app for this. It's called Tobii Ghost. You can download that as well separately from the website. You can have it where it's a heat map like this, so you can see that I'm directly looking at that. Or you can have it as a bubble that we've saw, or a solid bubble, for example. So I'll show you that one quickly. Just so you can see if you would want to use this feature as well. Probably when you're starting off using, you know, if you buy the Eye Tracker 5 and you start off using it, this itself is probably something you'd want to do just to see exactly where you're looking at and if it's working properly and if it's been calibrated for yourself and if you're happy with it. And then obviously you remove it because obviously you want to keep that immersion of what you're looking at. It's amazing me how much my eyes travel all the time looking across. There you go, I've changed it to the solid bubble, so you can see that it's now no longer just the clear bubble. But yeah, this is pretty cool. So I'm trying to look at right at the edge of my monitor. I don't know if you can just see that, but it is there, just to see, because I've got quite a big monitor and I wanted to make sure that it can actually sense it, and it does a pretty decent job. It really does. If I go up, I'm probably too far above there. There we go, I'm back down. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. This is a really decent product from Tobii. So big shout out to them for sending me this product to review for you guys and showcase it and show you what it actually does within game. Like I said, really useful gadget to obviously track your head and eye movement, make the game more immersive. It obviously stays with your eyes, and whilst you're in cab, it can move around. It's yeah, it's really useful for playing farm sim basically. So I'm definitely going to be using this, especially in the Farmhand series, because I think this will just make that series even more immersive, which is what I try and do. So there will be a dedicated link in the video description for this with a 15% discount if you are interested. Check out the link. They're also doing a sweepstake as well, so that link will be in the description of the video as well. Definitely go check that out. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you found this video really useful. Again, massive shout out to Tobii for sending over the product, and I definitely recommend this one.